Hello ladies and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're here for the first time. For you who follow me or who are someone who have seen my videos before, I have taken a little bit of a break and I'm just coming back. I've been going through some stuff that I needed to, take some time to myself and kind of just, turn inwards a little bit and get back to my own peace and my own self. And I'm back and I'm feeling great. And I'm glad I took the time that I needed. And I'm back here for all of you with a great video. So I'm going to talk to you today about, ladies, how to be your most powerful, your most confident, and your most and your strongest, okay? Your strongest on the inside and the outside. And I've got some life experience to share with you. And of course, I always sort of integrate some of my professional knowledge, but this is mostly just things I've learned in life through people watching, through experiences, through relationships I've had and been involved in, and things I've learned myself. And I'm constantly learning and growing. So hopefully you will grow and learn along with me. So I have certainly learned that silence and quiet is strength, okay? It's the biggest demonstrator of a strong and confident and intelligent woman. So always remember to speak less. Don't say everything that crosses your mind. If you enter a room, you don't need to be the loudest. You don't need to try and draw attention to yourself to feel validated that you belong in the room, because you know inside that you belong in that room. In fact, that is your room. You own that room. And if you choose to speak, be selective. Be selective about what conversations you take part in. Always listen, because listening to other people and how they communicate, the words they use, the things they say, tells you everything about other people. Everyone really reveals themselves in group situations. So listening is a superpower if you can be an excellent listener and an excellent observer. Okay, so observing people's facial expressions while they're talking and understanding their baseline. So, what facial expressions they make when they're talking about certain things. And this is particularly with people who are important to you, people who aren't, that you will never see again. Who cares? Other than the fact that you will learn from them. But if you're not interested in learning and growing this skill set of reading people and understanding psychosocial behavior and expressions and micro expressions and communication, then it's not something that'll interest you. But it's really important with people that you know. Pay attention, be an observer and a listener. And that on its own will enable you to feel strong and feel powerful and strong on the inside. When you speak, again, like I said, be selective. Talk about topics, engage in conversation where you know what you're talking about. Never ever say anything if you're not sure, unless what you want to say is, for instance, I really don't know very much about this. Can you tell me more? Or is there anything you could teach me about this topic? Because, I'm unfamiliar with it. That is respectable. That is strength. People who are very intelligent know what they don't know. It's the stupid ones who think they know everything and there's nothing they need to learn. So, admitting that you need more information or that you need to learn something shows not only that you're intelligent, but it shows that you're strong and you're confident as well. And do this for yourself, not for other people's perceptions, because it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks of you. It only matters what you think of yourself. And how you think of yourself, people around you will come to feel the same way about you. But let them do that on their own time and on their schedule, and don't let it impact you. The next thing is emotional control. You need to have a strong, firm grip on your emotions. Never And this is one I have struggled with as well because I will share personal conversations with people that I feel like I have a connection with that I know well. And sometimes I will have conversations where I'm emotional, either very happy or very displeased about a topic, or I could be emotionally saddened by a topic, okay? And we can't let this happen to us. There is no crying in public. We don't cry to people. We don't show our emotions to people. If we are triggered by something or upset by something, we can silently, with dignity, with strength, and with confidence, just privately excuse ourselves. We don't need to make a big deal about it. We don't need to make an announcement that we are upset or we've been hurt or we are angry or sad or whichever, and we need to excuse ourselves. Just silently excuse yourself, go to the bathroom, step outside, do what you need to do, and then return when you are composed and you are back in control of your emotions. And the more you do this, the more powerful you will feel and the more confidence you will have in yourself and your ability to have emotional control. And emotional intelligence and emotional control is another indicator of intellect, okay? So people with higher intellect tend to have a higher emotional intellect as well, or emotional intelligence, and they sort of go hand in hand. So the loudest, most dramatic person in the room who laughs the loudest or screams and cries or gets angry and has tantrums or yells at somebody in a social environment and has to have a verbal argument in a social environment as opposed to keeping her business private and taking it home with her. That is someone who is generally, it's inappropriate. It shows a weak personal strength, and it shows a really low emotional like quotient, so a low EQ and a lower level of personal knowledge of themselves and intellect. Okay. They don't know themselves very well, and they really certainly have no self control, and self control is everything. Um, Another one is to be very selective about who you surround yourself with and who you pick to be in your circle, who you decide to date, who you decide to pair up with in friendships, and even whether this be in the work environment or the personal environment. Um, and everyone's heard that, the five people who are closest to you are the sum of what you become. And that is true. But also be very cautious because not everybody is your friend. And as you will see, and this is another point of contention and I have with a lot of social exchanges I see among women where they will overshare everything. Keep your business to yourself. If you have a couple of very close friends that you trust and you know that they support you no matter what, then share with them, support each other, be a good friend, and that's a sisterhood, and I'm all for that. But when it comes to people in general, be very mindful of what you share. Keep your business to yourself and keep your life private. Don't share personal details. Be cold on the outside. Be sweet and kind on the inside, but be cold on the outside. And the reason I'm saying this is because whether you are having a lower point in your life or you are succeeding and you're having a high point in your life, not everybody is going to be happy for you. And even those who pretend that they are often aren't. And they will do things to sabotage either your success or to make your challenges even more challenging. And they will revel in your challenges and in your pain and in your suffering should you give them that opportunity and share that information with them. So, don't give that away to people. Don't give anybody that power to know what you're going through in your life. Keep it to your very closest circle. And again, be very selective about who is in your circle. But once you've been selective and you've chosen your people, keep it with you and your people. And keep your business to yourself otherwise. And even with regards, even when it comes to family, this is also relevant because not everybody will be happy for your successes or want to support you during your challenges. And they will go out of their way to make your life more difficult or to bring you down out of jealousy and their own feelings of self doubt and lack of self assurance and lack of confidence. Okay. And unfortunately, sadly, a lot of women suffer from these things and they put up a strong front, but they don't encompass these strengths and these personal attributes. And if you have managed to acquire these, then you are on the winning path and no one can take you down. You just have to follow some of these simple rules and keep these pieces of advice that I'm sharing with you in mind when you are stepping out into this wild world where people have access to you. Okay. And my last point is to make sure you have very strong boundaries. You don't need to tell everybody everything. Okay. There are some things that are yours and no one in the world needs to know. They belong to you. And you don't have to feel like you owe it to anybody. Other than I would say your partner, I feel like, and this is my own personal view, that I feel like in a relationship, in an intimate relationship with a partner, you should be open and be able to share everything and know each other to the deepest and most full extent. But that's how I conduct myself in relationships. Not everybody conducts themselves in that manner, but outside of your partner and your personal, your intimate relationship, I really strongly believe that you need to have strong boundaries. If somebody speaks to you in a way that is inappropriate, don't stand for it. Set a boundary. Say, I'm not comfortable being spoken to that way. That's all you need to say. And often another good way, scientific, like psychologically speaking, a good way to approach that topic, if someone says something highly inappropriate to you or offensive, just ask them to repeat themselves because oftentimes it is their spontaneous brain that spoke the first time. It's their spontaneity. And logic brain kicks in when you ask them to repeat themselves, and their logic brain wouldn't say that comment, wouldn't make that comment. So they won't be able to repeat themselves. They won't be able to do it. They'll laugh it off or make a joke of it or say, oh, forget it, or I didn't mean what I said, or oh, you misheard me, or whatever. But logic brain kicks in after a few seconds. So that's a good tactic if someone says something inappropriate. Otherwise, just say, I'm not accustomed to being spoken to that way, and it's not really for me. So I'm going to excuse myself. And that's usually enough. Don't feel pressured into participating in activities or behaviors that are not aligned with you and yourself and your beliefs and your value system. Nobody has that power over you, and your values and beliefs got you to where you are. And if you have the confidence and the personal power and the strength and the courage to be able to identify your beliefs and your values and to know what they are, you're that clear in your own mind on who you are as a person, then that is an accomplishment. Again, not everybody has that. And utilize it. Like, don't let people pull you out of what you think is right and wrong. Stick to what you know is right and wrong for you, because that is only going to help you continue to grow in your own self and your own best version of yourself and in alignment with who you are as a person. And that can just make you stronger and more powerful. And it makes you more seductive and elusive because you know who you are and you are not available to everybody for everything all the time. You are something that only very few can have your time and your attention, and they can acquire it because they are special to you. And the rest of the world gets the cold side, unfortunately, because you have to protect yourself and your peace and your personal strength and your personal, you know, peace and serenity. And that and your soul. And the way you do that is by making yourself not accessible to everybody all the time by choosing your people and being selective with people who you choose, that their values and beliefs and they align with you. They're supportive of you and you're equally supportive of them, and that you are not the loudest and the most outspoken, that you speak when you have something to contribute that's valuable, and otherwise you listen and observe and learn. Because I tell you, there is nothing more fun than watching people and listening to people and learning all about them, because people love to share about themselves. So just learn and take it in and take it in, and you will have a wealth of knowledge about all the people around you and what matters most to them, what their weaknesses are, what their triggers are. Like, not like you want to trigger them or use it for anything negative, but you might, for instance, use it to know what conversations to avoid with them, what might make them feel uncomfortable. So, there's an example of using it for good. But these are things that you can learn by being a great listener, and it makes you stronger. And if you follow my advice and you listen to these tips, you will be the strongest, most powerful, and confident and empowered version of yourself. And you will feel it, you will know it, and you will radiate it. And other people will learn from you and they will learn to view you in the same light. And in whatever time it takes them, that's their business. But that is how you convey that message to other people, by doing these things that I just explained to you. So, guys, if you like this content, subscribe to my channel and set the little alarm bell so you don't miss a video. I am sorry I had to step away for a little while, but I really was going through some stuff and I needed to take the time. And I'm glad that I did, because I came out of it all the better. So I will see you all again soon in the next one. Have a fabulous day. Take care.